high school, everybody's planning what next to do with their lives and all that. Yeah. So there's one thing for sure. Words are very powerful. So if you are saying something, be sure that you're ready to bear whatever impact that your words that are coming out can bring in the near future. So I remember very well that after I completed high school, that I told myself, or I had always said, I didn't want to go to uni immediately. I do not understand why I said that, because I wish I had gone to uni immediately after high school. Because what was I doing at home? I thought, it was going to be fun, rest up, but there's no rest for the living. The Bible says there's no rest for the wicked one, but I'm just saying it in this context. So 2015 passed, so I completed high school. Then my mom, family, they were thinking one night, I was like, this year I'm going to rest the year that I completed high school. So I think I started applying to schools the year after, and it was so something present that I really, really wanted to go to school, because I don't know if it was the year after or the next 2 years after, because on our WhatsApp platforms, people had gone to school and they were just and all that, people had gone to Wisconsin, Central University, there were a lot of people that had gone to ABCD and all that. So there was this. So I want to talk more about Ashesi University. So it so happened that I applied for a scholarship in Ashesi University. My auntie is an alumnus of Ashesi University, so she made me know that there's that opportunity for scholarship. So I applied. I think I applied for a full scholarship, and I probably chose computer science. Their programs are computer science, computer engineering, those kind of things. So I probably applied for computer science. I do not know why. Then I was called to come for an interview, and I went for the interview. I think I was the first or second person to go to the room. I really feel like I really, really, really did well for that interview. When I finished, I asked the interview, how did I do? He was like, those kind of things. And the school was amazing. It's a nice place. We took pictures. It was. I just felt like I have to be here. The environment was given everything that it could give. The weather was fun. It looked like a small London kind of, you understand? So yeah, after my interview, I kept waiting to hear from them. Around that time, I wasn't having a smartphone. Yeah, I was, yes, from secondary school I was having a smartphone, but I kept checking on, I don't know what happened to my phone, but I kept checking on someone else's laptop. Yeah, I kept checking on someone. There was this lady in my auntie's house. I would ask her if she has received any letter and all that. So yeah, and then one day I think I open my mail and I see a message from Ashesi University, and I'm like, so I was excited and all that. Then I opened the message, I opened the email message, and it read, "We are sorry, blah 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 blah." Then my heart just sank. I didn't get a scholarship because at that time I didn't have that financial standing to enter into any university like that, because finances were low, finances were down and all that. So I really was looking forward to this free full scholarship, tuition and all that. But then again, I also felt like it was because I applied for a full scholarship. Probably if I had applied for a half scholarship or part scholarship, I probably would have gotten the admission to the school. But then again, I also think, above all, I would think that it was God's own way of telling me that this is not where you belong to. I did not align school, not because it wasn't a good school, but I think that what was I going to do computer science for? Because I love what I'm doing now, and I probably would have been in a wrong profession, or I would have been out of the will of God for my life Precious University. It's a good school. It has the name, it has all the shades to it, but then just wasn't my fit. So sometimes when God says no, it's not because you do not deserve it, it's because you deserve something better, or it's because that is not in alignment with his purpose for your life, and you'd run a race that you find out at the end of the race that you were disqualified all along, and you were still running the race. So you ran a useless race because you were disqualified from the word go. So I think that was it. But then it was a nice experience. It was nice going to the school and all that, and all that was so pretty and all. So I think that was in 2016. It should be 2016, 2017. I cannot recall. Then I did apply for Legon, University of Ghana. And did I want to go to University of Ghana? Probably not, but I mean, it's leg. Everybody wants to go to leg or tech. Between leg and tech, I probably would have wanted to go to tech, because I think at that time many of the ish girls from my high school, my JHS, and all doing tech, I think. So I just felt like it would have been something that it would have been a school that I would have wanted to go to. So I applied to Legon, and I got one of these humanity courses, and it was a fee paying something also. So it was a fee paying something. I mean, I had applied for a scholarship to get full scholarship tuition, and I'm going to do fee pay. Fee paying is usually like twice the amount that a regular student would pay. So it was either, well, yeah, it was fee paying. It was campus. They have some name for it, off campus or something. I don't remember. So that was it. And then at that time I got the admission. As I mentioned, finances were low, so we were thinking about all that. We were weighing our options and all that, and it was not even possible. I mean, per the deadline that I had, or they had given me, I really wouldn't have been able to pay for that fee. So that aside, and then I applied, and apparently my best friend at that time had also applied to Legon. I don't think I knew by then. I don't think I knew by then that she had applied to Legon. I don't know. I don't think so. But everybody was doing his or her own thing. Everybody was trying to figure out life. Families were trying to figure out life, how to work for their awards and all that. So I think that was where everybody was. Everybody was trying to just figure out. Now, I remember that I was staying with one aunt at that time, and there was this other woman, Adra, God bless her so much, that she would ask of, like, she was like a second mother to me. I applied for nursing training because I felt like in 2017 I really felt like I had to go to school that year because I was done staying at home. So by hook or crook, I just knew I was so desperate to go to school in 2017. So I applied for nursing training, and then I left for Eastern Region. It was in Accra. Usually my mom would go with me to these things and all that, but I was growing up, and she told me that I should handle it on my own, so I had to go on my own. I felt a bit disappointed, but I thank God she did that, because it brought the consciousness of me actually growing up, like I am moving to a new phase in my life. So yeah, I went for the interview, and apparently the date they gave us, you were supposed to come, sleep over, and go for the interview the next day. I think there was some kind of training or something, I can't recall, but I didn't know. I thought it was going to be a return journey. So when I got there, they told me I had to call my mom and inform her about all these things. Yeah, so we were in these hostels, and people were sharing ideas and all that. So I mean, it was new. You know, the people that are very loud at places that even they don't know anybody, once they see you, it's like they know you. People are very quick in making friends and all that. Some of us, we are like the tortoise. We quail in, then we come out gradually. So ideas were being shared and all that, and I was just on my corner because I didn't know anyone, but it appears as some people they knew themselves before they came for the interview, or maybe they became acquaintances just at the event or whatever. So I was on my corner. People were sharing ideas and all that. I was just quietly listening and all that. It was a whole lot of things. I mean, a lot of things happened in that school prior. Yeah, I think they gave us some kind of training or something. I can't really recall what happened. So the next day we were supposed to go for the interview the next day in the morning, and from the hostel to I think administration was not very far, kind of. So yeah, so that morning when I was going for the interview, the people were discussing about, I mean, see, when you're going for an interview and it's in an area that have an open ear, be let your ears be wide open, because you may never know. When you're going for an interview, people are discussing, they're talking about, don't get up and say that you are being distracted. Sometimes it can be very distracting, but as much as possible stay around. Even if you cannot ask questions, just pick, have your pen and your paper. If you hear Minister of Defense write it, Minister of Energy write it, just pick it, and the MP for that area write it, because you're probably not from that area, so you don't know much about it. Probably you've not been, so people have been to more interviews before they came to where you are right now, that you have met them. So people have experiences with this interview stuff. So be wide, your ears should be wide open. Listen so far. Like, let your eyes be roaming. Be preparing, but then be sensitive to what's happening around you. So I remember that morning when I was going for the interview, one lady was asking someone, mentioned 5 or 3 female ministers that you know, and the lady mentioned, and I kept it in my mind. You understand? So I went for the interview. They asked about the ABC of, is it the ABC of preventing STI, abstinence, or no, the mode of transmission or something. It was about HIV, STI, something. So there's abstinence, there's blood contact, and then the C, I think the C is contacts, and the B is, I don't remember. Blood transfusion, something like that. It was the ABC of something, I can't recall. And then a couple of questions they asked me, and I think the last question they asked me was mention 3 female ministers. I was like, what? So that time, as also was communication minister, and I think Catherine Afriku, and there was another, I think Adrasafo also. I think those 3 people, because I had heard it in the morning, I had kept I had researched, I had kept the names with me. So they mentioned, they were like, okay, I could go. And also I came back to Accra, and people exchange contact. I don't think I was having a smartphone, I don't think so, but people exchange contacts. I don't remember if I took contact, but I don't remember any of the contacts. I don't know where the contacts are actually. So I come home, and I think after a couple of weeks I get a message on my phone or email that I had gotten admission. I was so happy. It was a nursing training college. I was elated. I was like, oh, finally I'm going to school. So I was so happy. I was so happy and all that. So I went for so the letter came, and there was a day that we were supposed to go to acknowledge or receive the admission, accept the admission or something. So I went, and then there was a problem with my name, so I had to go and do an affidavit for the correction of my name. So I came back to Accra. I went to do the affidavit, and they told me that the next time I'm coming back, like as a student, I should come with all those documents. I don't know if I submitted it and I came back and I went back for the admission. I can't recall, but then there was that. I went to do my affidavit, made the corrections to my name, and no, before that, so we had to go. After they give you the letter for the admission, you have to go to the school, then they'll check your documents. You have to go for your testimonial. Now the testimonial story is a different story on its own. I'll come back to it later. So I went on my testimonial and I came and all that. So when they checked my name the first time, they didn't see any fault with it. So I was happy, but I saw fault with it. So I should have mentioned it, but I just didn't want to go through all that stress. So I didn't have a problem with it and all that. So I think so this other lady found out there was a mistake with my names. So I had to come back to Accra and do my affidavits and then go back to submit. I think on the day of me coming as a student. Where do I even start from? I went to Accra. We got the prospectus. We bought what we had to buy. There were some items that we had to buy before I start as a nurse. So we bought those things. But then the day I went for the interview, I met a junior in high school. I recognized her. I know she recognized me too, but we didn't really talk to each other. And I felt some kind of attitude, kind of like. So there was a delay in our reporting day. I think we had some kind of financial hiccup somewhere, so we couldn't report on the exact date I was supposed to report because of finances and all that. So I had a feeling that things could go haywire. So I don't know, a lot of things was going on in my mind. So I told my mom that let's leave the bag outside. I had a little traveling bag that I had packed all my things in. So I told my mom that let's leave the bag outside so that if things go south, then we are not humiliated and embarrassed and all that. And she was like, okay. So we left the bag with a shop or somebody like that, because we didn't want to come and there's going to be a whole lot of, I don't know, there are very rude people in this world. Some nurses are very rude, some administrators are very, very rude, and yeah. So that was what happened. So we left the bag outside and we went inside, and then we go to the administration to speak with the head, whoever was in charge, and then they see our date and they were like, we are late, this is not the date we're supposed to come. And we're like, yeah, we're trying to explain. They were like, no, they give us a date, and if we didn't come, and apparently, I don't know, I don't know, I'm not 100% certain, but I think school had resumed, class was in session, so people had come. Those who had reported on the reporting, they were already in class, because I could see people in class and all that. I don't know, but I think, or I have a feeling, we had a feeling that school was in session and all that. I think we were 1 week late or some days late, I can't recall, but we had gotten the money and all. So yeah, so they were like, no, they will not give us the admission. I felt heartbroken. I was sad. My mom, I cannot tell you how she felt. My mom she felt terrible. So yeah, I didn't get the admission. However, there were people there. I saw people that had come, and people who were in the process of being enrolled. I don't know if maybe the dates they gave to people were different, but there were people that had come. I don't know if it was protocol, but we saw people at the administration or whatever office that was, that they were processing their documents for them to become students, for them to be enrolled as students in the training college. So we felt sad, and my mom and I, we just left. There wasn't much we could do. We were disappointed, we were heartbroken, but then we left and we went home. I do not know how the journey from Eastern region to Accra was. I can't recall, but I know that we were both very much heartbroken because a lot of things had happened. But then we left. I don't know, I probably had a lot of things running through my mind, my head. I'm sure my mom probably had her fair share of things running through her head. But then we came back to Accra, and well, I still had my things with me and all that. You know, we had bought a couple of things, brush. I don't know if we took the brush or not. I remember we took that my small traveling bag. So we came back to Accra, and I was worried. I was sad. A lot was going on. I really wanted to go to school that year. My mom, maybe one day my mom will come and share her side of the story. Yeah, so that was it. We were very, 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 I was sad. I probably became rebellious. I became angry, bitter, and probably any adjective you could think of. And then fast forward, my mom, who knows someone, connected us to this woman that recommended a school to us. It was last minute. At this time, most people had gone to school, so I probably might have lost hope in going to school that year. I probably was looking forward to going to school the next. I don't know, but at this point, a lot of people, most schools had received their students, so a lot of admissions were closed because people had reported to school. So we meet this woman. Did we meet her, or she gave us directions to we went to Osu. Yeah, we went to Osu. That was where the office where I had to apply to my school was. So we went there. We picked the form. The form was it 100 cedis or 150 or 200 cedis? I don't remember. So we bought the forms. Then I saw there was nursing, there was physician assistantship, and well, I was wondering which one would be better. I know that I wanted which one I could pick. It was a pick and get something, like an on-spot admission system. And you know how money is. Like, if you have money for something and you eventually do not end up using the money for that thing, or circumstances happen and then you cannot, for some reason or another, do that, then money will get wings and fly. So that was it, because we had the money for the Eastern Region School. We didn't come on. So a lot of things were happening. What if by next year that money? So I got admission. I think we got the admission from the next week I went to school or something, or maybe that week. It wasn't a very long period before I went to school. So in September 2017, I reported to school in Ashanti region, and as God would have it, instead of a diploma in nursing, I was actually going to get a degree in nursing, because this was not a training college, there was a university. It was a university, and also God gave me an upgrade than I was expecting, because I applied for training college. God gave me university, and this goes without saying that we probably said a lot of things to God. We were angry at God, probably rained curses at God. Job said, do we only receive good things from God? God gives, God takes away. But sometimes, most often than not, we do not understand when God takes.